honors algebra students, we're going to do some more flipped lessons with you, of course, and we're going to be doing some more story problems. We're going to be in story problems for a little while. Okay, we're starting with some pretty basic ones. Let's get right down to it. The first one is the length of a rectangle is 3 times the width. The perimeter is 96 centimeters. Find the length and width. First thing I'm going to do, draw a rectangle. I need a rectangle. There's my rectangle. Okay, now I know that the length is 3 times the width. In order to know the length, don't I need to know the width? Tell you what, I'm going to call the width W. Yeah, the width is W. Sorry, I'm getting beeped out every time I touch the smartboard. So my width is W. Now the length is going to be 3 times the width. So this is 3W. See, I'm not going to put an L there because if I have an L and a W, I'm not going to be able to solve my equation. Now I'm told the perimeter is 96 centimeters. Perimeter is the distance around a polygon. And so it's that total distance. If you think about it, and you take a walk around the shape, I walk W, and 3 more W, and then another W, and 3 more W, it looks like I've walked 8W. And 8W is going to equal 96. I'm going to divide by 8, and I never like to divide by 8. I think I've told you that. 96 cut in half would be 48. Half of 48 is 24, and half of 24 is 12. If I divide by 2, and divide by 2 again, I've just divided by 8. Okay, so W is going to equal 12 centimeters. Well, that's the width of the rectangle, 12 centimeters. The length is going to be 3 times 12, or better yet, 36 centimeters. Now you can check your answer. I think this is 36, and that's 36. I think these are both 12. And let me see, 36 and 36 would be 72. 12 and 12 is 24. And I'm going to add these together, and look at that. My perimeter is 96, so I did it correctly. All right, problem number 2. Again, some of you are going to go, well, I just figured these out on my own. No, just figuring them out on your own is an immature response. You need to be able to do these algebraically. Why? Because this is an algebra class, and it's my job to teach you algebra. So you need to give up your stubborn way and attempt what I am trying to show you. All right, the length of a rectangle is 2 centimeters less than 7 times the width. Again, I need a rectangle. There it is. Okay. I know the length is 2 centimeters less than 7 times the width. So again, I need the width. All right. I need 7 times the width to help me figure out the length. So I'm going to need a 7W. But I need 2 centimeters less than that. How do you get 2 centimeters less? You subtract 2. The perimeter is 60. So if I walk all the way around the shape, it'll be a total of 60 centimeters. Well, walking all around gets me, let's see, I think 16W minus 4, and that's going to equal 60. I'll add 4 to both sides, get 16W, and that's going to equal 64. I'm going to divide by 16, but again, I'm not going to divide by 16. I don't like to. I'll just cut 64 in half and get 32. Cut it in half, get 16. Cut it in half, get 8. Cut it in half, and get 4, because I divide by 2 4 times, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is the same as 16. So I can do that pretty quick mentally anyway. So there's the width of 4 units of centimeters. Now the length is going to be 7 times 4 minus 2, which is 28 minus 2, which is 26 centimeters. So the width equals 4 centimeters, and the length equals 26 centimeters. And there we go. All right. The first side of a triangle is 8 meters shorter than the second side. Now it looks like an isosceles triangle. Please don't assume that it is. I know that the third side is 4 times as long as the first side. Okay. Let me see here. what do I want to call? I'm going to call this side here the first side, okay? And I'm going to call this one the second, on this one the third. It doesn't matter that the triangle is not drawn to scale or that one side is longer than the other. I know the first side is 8 meters shorter than the second side. Sorry, the second side. Okay, so I'm going to call the second side x. Now, the first side is 8 meters shorter than the second side, so that makes it x minus 8. The third side is 4 times as long as the first side. So that's going to be 4 times the entire first side, which is this. Hopefully you're thinking distribution. The perimeter is 26. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute here and get 4x minus 32. I'm going to take my walk around the perimeter and I'm going to get 6x. I'm going to minus 40. And that's going to equal 26. I'm going to solve for x. And x is going to equal 11. So the first side's length is 3 centimeters. The second side is 11 centimeters. And the third side is going to be 12 centimeters. And there we go. All I did was plug 11 in for x in those 3 expressions, excuse me. All right, last example, an isosceles triangle. And that's important because an isosceles triangle, you have 2 congruent sides, this one and this one. Okay, the measure of the base, that would be the base down there, is 30 inches less than twice one of the congruent sides. Well, how long is this left side? I don't know. Let's call it x, which forces that to be x. Now I can figure out the base, and that is 30 inches less than twice one of the congruent sides. So I need to double one of the congruent sides and subtract 30. If I add those together, I'm going to get 4x minus 30, and that's going to need to equal the perimeter, which is 570 inches. So 4x is going to equal 600, and then x is going to equal 150. So x is 150 inches. So the sides are x equals 150 inches. The other x, of course, is the same. The only reason I'm missing it twice is because it is a triangle. And the side that's 2x minus 30 is going to be 300 minus 30, which would be 270 inches. If I add those together, sure enough, I will get 570 inches. All right, that's it. Hopefully it was quick and painless. Not too bad of a deal. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Good night, everybody.